Hello and welcome to the Baron's Game Room, and I'm not really sure if this counts as a spin-off or not, but this is my channel, so yes, I'm going to say it is. So, Bumo is one of my favorite games from my childhood, and it is a game made by Mattel, the guys who do games like Uno, which I believe has sort of a basis in. It says the game is for 2 to 6 players, but they actually give you enough stuff for at least 8. Setup super simple. Shuffle the deck like in any kind of card game, deal 7 cards like in most other card games, and then make sure you give every player 3 of these bomb cards. Place your 3 bomb cards face up on the table in front of you like this. These are basically your life in the game. Throughout the game, you are trying to not set off one of your bombs, and anytime you do, you will flip one over, boom, to its explosion side. And if any player ends up flipping all 3 of theirs over, then they are eliminated from the game. Last player left of the table wins. Now, on your turn, you do one thing and one thing only, that is, play a card. These are the most common cards in the game, 10s and 5-second cards. Anytime you play one of these to the center of the table, you simply add 10 seconds or 5 seconds to the timer. So, if someone played that, 10 seconds, next player plays this, the counter is now at 15 seconds. If at any point in the game you push the timer over 60 seconds, you lose a bomb. There are also these go-to timer cards. These do not add any seconds, they make the timer go to 0, 30, or 60. You could also use these to hold it at the same time. If the timer was already at 60 and I played this, the timer would still be at 60. Next player decides to play that, the timer adjusts all the way back down to 0, and the next player plays this, the timer is back up to 30. Other than cards that affect the timer, there are a bunch of specialty cards as well. Starting with the bomb card, when you play a bomb card, every other player must play a hold card from their hand. If they cannot play a hold card from their hand, then they lose a bomb. However, if every other player at the table has a hold card, then you lose a bomb instead. So be careful when you play those bomb cards. The hold card can also just be used to keep the timer wherever it's at. Timer's at 45, you play this, the timer is still at 45. Next, we'll talk about the double play card. When you play a double play card, the next player must play down 2 cards, and the first card must affect the timer in some way. So when someone plays a double play, the next card must be a 5, 10, 0, 30, or 60. The second card, however, can be anything. However, if you do not have any number cards in your hand, or you push the timer over 60, well, you will have to flip over a bomb and lose a life. We'll talk about the trade hands card. This one is exactly what it sounds like. When you play this card, you will swap hands with another player. However, if that is the last card you play from your hand, then you don't have to switch hands. You know, you're probably familiar with drawing cards. However, in this game, when you play a draw 1 or draw 2 card, it makes every other player at the table draw 1 or draw 2 cards. Then play continues as normal. These last 2 are straight out of any classic game of Uno, reverse, and skip that work the exact same ways. Playing skip skips over the next player, and playing reverse will switch the order in which you're playing cards. However, in a 2-player game, this does nothing. If you manage to play out your entire hand as soon as your last card hits the table, then all of your opponents must flip over 1 bomb. They all lose 1 life with you emptying out your hand. And anytime a bomb is set off, be it by numbers, double plays, the bomb cards, holds, or running out of hand, no matter what, everyone redraws back up to 7, you reset the counter down at 0, and you start again. Got it? Again, this was one of my favorite games when I was growing up. Sometimes my dad even made us play this crazy version of it where we had an actual running timer that we had to adjust the time up and down on. It was hectic, all right? Stressful. But yeah, that's Bumo. It's super easy to play. It's got some bits that are a little hard to sense. It can be a little hard remembering all the triggers that set off the bombs, but a few games in, you're gonna be a master at it, I'm certain. So much fun, so tense. I love deciding, you got to keep those number cards around because you never know when someone's going to drop a double play on you. It's so many times I've wanted to just play them out because it's better for me. I think it is until someone drops that double play, and now I am screwed because I don't have any number cards left. So it really is whereas it seems super simple, there is a ton of fun strategy in figuring out when to play your cards. Do you want to keep it right at 60 and hope that all the other players are going to push it over, or do you want to drag it down just to be safe? Because if it comes back around to you, you're not going to be able to keep it down from 60 again. So, as I said, as simple as the game is, there really is a ton of strategy. And it's just so much fun. I mean, for me at least, I've always really loved this game. That's why you see this old beat-up box, because when I got to be an adult, eBay's a thing. I had to go find me one. And sometimes you can find them for a pretty reasonable price. Sometimes not so much. I was lucky and got mine for, I think, around 30. I've seen other ones for like 15, 20. I've also seen sets for like $60 for a little card game. So, depending on the availability at the moment, the prices can vary. Mattel, seriously, bring this game back. It's so good. I know it's good because other people are ripping you guys off. I was at Target the other day and ended up buying this game called Five Alive. I believe it was put out by Hasbro. I could be wrong, but I think they put it out. And Mattel, they just stole your game. They tweaked a few things, but it's just Boomo. Seriously, bring it back. Simple yet thinky. It's got a great theme. It's a ton of fun. It can be tense. There's no reason for me not to say that this game is obviously Baron approved.